For this part of the lesson, we're going to be looking specifically at word problems and interpreting graphs of word problems. So the function that's shown up here represents the average temperature in Phoenix. So I have graphed that function as you see over here. So one thing that we're told is that the number 1 corresponds to January, 2 is February, March, April, and so on. So I have shown, as you can see, a full year of this graph. So the question is, according to this model, what is the average temperature during the month of October? So this is nothing more than graphical analysis. So we find October, which is month number 10, and we locate that point on the graph here. And looking across, we're looking at about 70, I don't know, let's say 75 or so degrees. Now, one thing that we have to pay attention to is that these functions and these graphical interpretations are approximate because sometimes things fluctuate a little bit more. So how does our result, which we said was about 75, how does that compare to the actual temperature of 74.6? Well, in this case, we can say our result was slightly higher. The last part of the question asks, according to the model, what would be an approximation of the average yearly temperature? This is a little bit trickier to answer, but what we can do is we can look at the minimum and the maximum values. So I'll plot here the minimum value, which is about like this, and we can say that that's maybe 54 degrees. And I'll plot the maximum value, which will be up here. At about 92 degrees. And we can take the average of this. If I'm taking the average, I just add 92 and 54. That gives me 146. Divide that by 2. 73. So according to this, the average temperature, the average yearly temperature is about 73 degrees. This should make sense, and actually if we had estimated this a little bit better, we would have gotten 74, because truthfully, 74 degrees will be the midline of this particular graph, so that would be the average. And notice the midline of the graph and the constant on the outside should be the same value.